Matt, what do you see out of Marcus and the way he's been able to develop just his ability to be dangerous at kind of all three levels on offensive end of the floor? What has allowed him to be so dangerous when he gets off that ball screen and gets in the paint or gets to the rim?
I think part of it is I think he just feels better. You know, the off-season hip surgery, I think that certainly weighed on him last year, and I think he probably played and practiced in pain really the entire season. And I think he feels like he's got a little more bounce in his step. And when you're a shooter, to be able to get your legs under you, and you know he played last year with a broken hand, he had everything going on, but he's really emerged and taken the next step as a leader as well, which has been encouraging to see. But you know, those three guys, Mitch, Marcus, and Ty, have really learned to play off each other. They're all willing to make that extra pass, and you know, when you're an elite shooter like those three are, if you've got guys that are unselfish as that, there's a good chance something good's going to happen.
Greg, this game's obviously a big one, and there's a lot of emotion. But in this building, your team has often, over the last decade or so, gotten off to good starts, really good starts against Nebraska. Why do you think your team's been so engaged at times at home against this team in such a big atmosphere?
I just think, obviously, the crowd is awesome and into it. And, you know, we had enough guys that played in the game last year. And, you know, it was really strange in a lot of ways because there's not a lot of returning players from Nebraska, and Fred and his staff are new. So from that standpoint, you know, it's not like you're trying to get revenge on some players because none of those guys played in the game. So it's just our guys understand how important it is to our fans, just like it is to the Nebraska fan base. This game is really important. So, you know, I'm blessed that I've got some guys that, even though we don't have a lot of them right now, and we had some foul trouble today that we had to manage and put some lineups out there we've never had out there, my guys have been around and they've been in my system and they understand what we want to do. And Fred's going through the early stages of trying to get his system in place, and it takes time. And you know, because we were more experienced, I think obviously that helped us to start the game.
And given what you said, given what you said, Mac, about just how it's a new squad Nebraska has, a couple times you guys up there mentioned that they wish they'd beaten worse. Kind of what's your take on that?
I think what they're saying is, like, we didn't sustain the way we were playing, and that's where they're disappointed. Not that we wanted the final score to be 40 points. It's just like we played a certain way for 15 to 17 minutes, and we never really found that again. Now, some of Nebraska's adjustments certainly had something to do with that. Our foul trouble and Christian Bishop not being able to be on the floor and Calvin Jones not being available certainly had something to do with that. But I think that's exactly what they meant. Like, we wanted to sustain the way we were playing, and we just weren't able to do that.
Because of your depth, were you trying, I guess, to don't let them drive early? It seemed like they got to the basket a lot more in the second half.
I thought some of our defensive principles broke down the second half in terms of where our help was coming from, and those guys they're hard to keep out of the paint. You know, their free throw rate has been great all year. They're averaging 24, 25 free throws a game. I really thought we could cut that in half, and we weren't able to. You know, they get in the seams, they're quick, they're explosive, and you know they have enough guys that can shoot it that you have to respect it and pull away from the basket, especially when they went away from playing their two bigs and really played a small lineup. But you know, we haven't played Damian Jefferson maybe 10, 12 possessions at the 5 all year. Like I said, he doesn't really know any of the plays. So we're just out there running motion because you know he's never really been in that position.
Greg, you had over 18,000 here today. You take the lead in the series. What's the state of this rivalry right now?
You know, I think it's healthy. You know, I think you know there's been some really good games, and there's been games where we've won handily. And last year, obviously, we got beat bad. And you know, Fred will do a terrific job at Creighton. He is one heck of a basketball coach, and anytime you bring together a bunch of new guys and you don't have upperclassmen helping you teach, it's very, very difficult. And one of the hardest things to accomplish is consistency. And you know, they're a better team now than the team I watched play in early November, those first few games, and they'll be a better team in another month and in another 2 months from now. It's just going to take some time for Fred to get instituted what he wants on both ends of the floor. But it's a healthy relationship because obviously I'm great friends with Fred, great friends with Doc. You know, there's a lot of good people down there.
three more for Coach.
You mentioned your defense kind of leading the offense a little bit, but what else stuck out about the way you started offensively? Some shots went in, obviously, but I wonder what you thought led to the early surge.
Well, fortunately we made some shots early, so I think that got Nebraska stretched out a little bit more, and now all of a sudden we're getting to the lane and Marcus is shooting uncontested layups. We hope that if we can hit some three-point shots, that's what it does to you in transition. You forget about the basket, and now you're getting downhill and you can shoot layups. And like us, Nebraska doesn't possess a great presence at the rim. So when you get to the rim, you have a good opportunity to score just like they did to us.
Anything else?
Oh, Kelvin, how?
We thought there was a game time chance, but when we tried, he just couldn't warm up. So, this break is coming at a good time. Hopefully, with 6 days before our next game, that we can get him back on the floor.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.